There's nothing I can do about it. If there's anybody out there, pest control, anybody that's captured groundhogs, I'll pay you $500 and maybe two tickets to an Eagles game if you come get this thing out of my place.
It wasn't something Lane Johnson said after winning a game. It was a lighthearted moment from his own home. Behind one of the NFL's most dominant offensive linemen is a man who enjoys the simple surprises of everyday life. After more than a decade with the Philadelphia Eagles, Lane has built more than an extraordinary career. He has created a peaceful estate in Moorestown, a loving family life, and a future shaped by discipline rather than fame alone. So what is Lane Johnson's daily life like in Moorestown? Step across the threshold of his private sanctuary, and you will immediately feel the shift from the deafening roar of Lincoln Financial Field to an oasis of profound serenity. In 2017, the Philadelphia Eagles star offensive tackle invested approximately $2.25 million in this breathtaking estate, according to property records on Redfin. Sprawling over more than 2 acres of lush emerald green land, the 6,188 square foot residence, boasting 5 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms, is where the 36-year-old giant comes to shed the weight of the NFL and simply breathe. To walk through this home is to experience a masterclass in rustic sophistication. As you step into the foyer, your feet meet exquisite multi-width ash hardwood floors that flow seamlessly throughout the space. The handcrafted millwork is nothing short of striking, whispering stories of meticulous artistry. In the formal living room, the original flooring of the property's historic farmhouse has been lovingly preserved, anchored by a magnificent double-sided fireplace. Nearby, the dining room invites intimate family gatherings under soaring timber-beamed ceilings and deep recessed windows. If you wander further toward the gourmet kitchen, you will discover a butler's pantry equipped with a warm copper sink and a premium Sub-Zero wine cooler. But the true heart of the daily family life lies in the family room, a grand yet cozy space featuring dramatic vaulted ceilings, a massive gas fireplace, and a Bose surround sound system that fills the air with warmth. Yet, for a freak athlete like Johnson, recovery and relentless discipline are two sides of the same coin. The crown jewel of this estate sits just across the backyard lawn, a stunning barn featuring a cedar shake roof, 4 original horse stalls, and a spacious loft. While it looks pastoral from the outside, Lane has famously transformed this rustic structure into a legendary weightlifting haven known as the Bro Barn. As documented by NBC 10 Philadelphia, Johnson poured an estimated $60,000 to $70,000 into outfitting this space with specialized heavy-duty football training gear, from massive power racks to prowler sleds. Influenced by a blend of old-school powerlifting legends and modern science-based fitness pioneers, the Bro Barn is a sacred temple of sweat. To gain entry, all that is required of his fellow thick-necked offensive lineman is a lot of muscle, and occasionally a very thick skin to handle the locker room banter. A typical day here begins when most of the world is still asleep. As early as 5:30 a.m., the barn lights flicker on. Even at 36 years old, Lane is still absolutely crushing his off-season workouts, dragging weighted sleds on the grass and lifting heavy iron alongside teammates like quarterback Jalen Hurts and his fellow Eagles offensive linemen. Recovery, therefore, is treated with the same seriousness as training. A massage table sits inside the barn, and sleep, mobility, and nutrition are all part of the routine. Personal chef Justin Massey has prepared nutrient-dense meals for Johnson and other professional athletes, helping him consume as many as 5,000 calories a day without treating food as empty fuel. For a man required to maintain enormous size, strength, and speed, even eating becomes a disciplined part of the job. In the quiet of Moorestown, far from the blinding stadium lights and the crushing pressure of the gridiron, Lane Johnson has built more than just a training ground. He has created a place where he can heal, ground himself, and prepare his mind and body for another relentless NFL season. But as you've seen, to truly appreciate the peaceful life Lane Johnson enjoys today, you first have to understand the road he traveled to build it. Lane Johnson was raised in Groveton, Texas, where the graduating class at Groveton High School had only 33 students. From an early age, Lane threw himself into sports. He played quarterback on the football team while also competing in track and field, eventually finishing 4th in the Texas State Championships in the shot put in 2008. Athletic ability came naturally, but opportunities did not. Unlike many future NFL stars, Johnson wasn't one of the country's most heavily recruited prospects. The only football scholarship he received came from Kilgore College in 2008, where he continued playing quarterback before adding tight end to his responsibilities. His life changed when he transferred to the University of Oklahoma in 2009. At first, he arrived as a redshirt quarterback. Then came another position change, to tight end. Later, he moved again to defensive end. Most players would have struggled with so many transitions, but Lane simply kept adapting, trusting that every new challenge might be preparing him for something bigger. That defining moment finally arrived in 2011. Injuries along Oklahoma's offensive line forced coach Bruce Kittle to experiment with Johnson at offensive tackle. What began as an emergency quickly became a revelation. His quick feet, balance, and natural pass-blocking instincts immediately stood out. After only 2 games, he had earned the starting right tackle job before moving to left tackle during his senior season. Reflecting on that unlikely journey, Johnson admitted in the same interview, "Offensive tackle isn't a sexy position, but it's a dire position. It's been a long road." That long road suddenly accelerated. An outstanding Senior Bowl performance and a remarkable 4.72-second 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine made scouts rethink what an offensive lineman could look like. In the 2013 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles selected Lane Johnson with the 4th overall pick, a stunning rise for someone who had once believed junior college might be the highest level he would ever reach. Yet even then, success never changed his mindset. After hearing his name called on draft night, Johnson didn't speak like someone who had finally made it. He simply said, "The work has just begun." Speaking about his family's reaction, he added, "I think they're relieved. I think they had a feeling that Philly would be the place. They're very happy with the outcome, and they know I am." Those words would come to define his entire career. The draft was never the destination. It was only the beginning of an even greater challenge. That trust reached its first unforgettable peak in 2017. The Eagles finished the regular season 13-3, went from worst to first in the NFC East, and captured the franchise's first Super Bowl title in Super Bowl 52. Johnson wasn't the player scoring touchdowns or lifting the Lombardi Trophy for the cameras, but inside the organization, everyone understood how important the offensive line had been to making that championship possible. Remarkably, that wasn't the end of his prime. From 2022 through 2024, Johnson continued performing at an elite level, anchoring one of the NFL's most dominant offensive lines. Whether opening running lanes or protecting his quarterback, he remained one of the league's most dependable right tackles despite entering his mid-30s, an age when many linemen begin to decline. The accolades naturally followed. Today, Lane Johnson is a 2-time Super Bowl champion, 52 and 59, a 6-time Pro Bowler, 2018, 2019, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025, and a 5-time All-Pro, including 2 first-team All-Pro selections and 3 second-team honors. Those achievements place him among the most decorated offensive tackles not only in Philadelphia Eagles history, but also among the finest right tackles of his generation. The Eagles rewarded that consistency with something even more meaningful than trophies: unwavering trust. Johnson agreed to a 1-year contract extension in 2025 worth $25 million, fully guaranteed. Combined with previous restructures, The deal included approximately $48 million over 2 years, making him one of the highest-paid offensive tackles in the NFL. Earlier in his career, he had already signed a 6-year, $63 million extension in 2016, a clear sign that Philadelphia never stopped believing he would remain one of the franchise's foundational players. That confidence wasn't built on one spectacular season. It was built across more than 168 career games, countless playoff battles, and years of remarkable durability at one of football's most physically demanding positions. Whenever Lane Johnson was on the field, the Eagles consistently became a better football team. His value wasn't measured only in statistics. It was reflected in how much more difficult Philadelphia was to beat with him protecting the offensive line. Perhaps that explains why Johnson has never spoken about money as the greatest achievement of his career. In professional sports, contracts eventually expire. Records are eventually broken. Even championship banners slowly become part of history. But earning the complete trust of one organization for well over a decade, that is a different kind of success altogether. By now, you're probably wondering, what truly helped Lane Johnson weather all the triumphs, setbacks, and challenges behind this remarkable career? The answer begins at home. Lane married former Oklahoma high jumper Chelsea Goodman in January 2013 after the two met as student athletes at the University of Oklahoma. Chelsea stood beside him on draft night when the Philadelphia Eagles selected him 4th overall, and together they welcomed 3 children before their marriage ended in 2022. While life has changed over the years, one role has remained constant, that of being a father. But family alone didn't erase the battles he faced within himself. Johnson has been remarkably honest about living with anxiety and depression, choosing to speak publicly about mental health when many athletes still preferred silence. Working with mental performance coach Brian Kane helped him see success differently, not as something measured by trophies, but by the person he became each day. In an interview with the Philadelphia Citizen, Johnson shared one of the most meaningful decisions of his life. On November 23, 2023, I got sober. He continued with the affirmation he repeated to himself: I'm a loving and serving husband and father. A reminder that the man he wanted to become mattered just as much as the player the world admired. That mindset now shapes everything he does. Discipline is no longer just about lifting heavier weights or extending his NFL career. It's about showing up for his children, for his teammates, and for himself. Because in the end, Lane Johnson's greatest strength isn't found in his arms or shoulders. It's found in the character he continues to build long after the stadium lights go out. And once you've earned fame, financial security, and a peaceful home, what is the next dream worth chasing? For Lane Johnson, the answer isn't retirement, at least not yet. Instead, his focus is on one more season, one more challenge, and one more opportunity to help the Philadelphia Eagles compete at the highest level. As the 2026 season begins, Johnson enters his 14th year in the NFL as the team's veteran right tackle and one of the unquestioned leaders of the offensive line. Coaching staffs may change, younger players may arrive, but his experience and consistency continue to give the Eagles something every championship contender needs: stability. One of the biggest reasons Johnson chose to return was simple. He didn't want the final image of his career to be a foot injury. Speaking during the offseason, he admitted that he still believes his best football hasn't completely disappeared. In fact, he has often said that he has blossomed in my 30s, crediting years of experience, smarter training, and a better understanding of his body for allowing him to keep performing at an elite level. As long as his health allows him to compete, his desire to play remains just as strong. But Lane also knows football won't last forever. When that day finally comes, the foundation for his next chapter is already taking shape. Beyond the game, he has supported organizations such as the Travis Manion Foundation, helping veterans and military families, while also giving back to Kilgore College, the junior college that gave him his first opportunity when few others believed in him. Those efforts suggest that mentoring young athletes and expanding his community work may become an even bigger part of his life after football. Family will almost certainly guide that decision as well. Johnson has spoken about wanting to spend more time with his children and with his aging parents whenever the time is right to step away from the game. After years of putting his body through one NFL season after another, those quiet moments at home may eventually become the reward he values most. He never chased success simply to own a bigger house or sign a larger contract. He chased it to create choices for his family, for his future, and for the people who have always stood beside him. Perhaps that's why his story resonates far beyond football. What do you admire most about Lane Johnson's journey? Do you think his greatest legacy will be his achievements on the field or the life he has built away from it?